Ghana Tonight is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.
Sasso insecticide spray and coil. Kumintuntum Perkun.
Hello and good evening. Welcome. This is Ghana Tonight. We're live from our news about Desawe Kanda, also live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook and on DSTV channel 279. We're all across the world on 3news.com. It's the beginning of another week. It's a holiday. We're here to update you on all the issues that have been making the headlines over the last almost 18 to 24 hours now. And then coming up next on Ghana Tonight, emergency medicine residents at Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital say patients were treated on floors due to overcrowding, rejecting the fake claims and urging some interventions at the national level for some reforms on this no-bed syndrome. The legal practitioner Austin Bracco Powers is seeking Supreme Court declaration that the Kotoka International Airport can only be renamed through amendment or repeal of the law which named the airport as Kotoka, which is now being changed to Accra International Airport. Stay with us. We have a conversation on this. A renowned artist, Ibrahim Mahama, serves notice of seeking legal redress of alleged assault by the Ghana Police Service Black Maria team. He wants the group disbanded immediately. That's the first of many demands that he is making. Stay with us. We have a conversation on this particular one as well, taking into consideration the fact that the Inspector General of Police as well has directed an investigation into this rather unfortunate incident. What should be the areas of focus of this particular investigation by the IGP? To us, it was satisfy the demands of the Ibrahim Mahama, who was a victim of this assault. We'll have a conversation with a security analyst. Also, we'll stay a bit further in Tamale, because the hospital, Tamale Teaching Hospital, is about to be hit by another strike. And we'll tell you the group of healthcare professionals who have decided to go on strike and why they are going on strike. Stay with us. As always, you're an integral part of the conversation. Let's hear from you. The hashtag we're using is Ghana Tonight on Facebook and on X. Let's get talking. Let's settle for Ghana Briefs.
The Ghana Meteorological Agency GMet is forecasting that the April to May season will come along with more rain than usual. Deputy Director General for Operations at GMet, Dr. Ignatius Kweku Williams, told TV3 some areas of the country will, however, experience less rain than usual.
This particular year, and looking at the seasonal forecast that has been done, this is for the major rainy season across the southern sector of Ghana. And when we talk about the southern sector of Ghana, we're talking about areas below latitude 8 degrees north. And when we look at the long-term mean or averages that we've been looking at based on the past 30 years, we're expecting that most of southern Ghana is expected to receive normal to above normal rainfall when it comes to the March, April, May season. Certain areas within the transition zone and the forest zone, these are where we're expecting to see the normal to above normal rainfall.
Director General of the National Communications Authority, NCA, Reverend Edmond Yenchi Fianco, has justified the upcoming SIM re-registration exercise, revealing that an audit of existing data uncovered significant inconsistencies. He explained that the decision to proceed with the re-registration was informed by a preliminary assessment of the database, which exposed gaps in identity verification.
The last time when it was done, the former minister that you referenced cited a case where even her own photo okay, or her own name had been used to register a SIM. That is not hers, which convinced her that we had to cure this. And I'm telling you that in assessing this one, we took a sample, not the entire, it wasn't a census, it was a sample. We have found defects. The ultimate objective is to have a database that we can rely on.
Government has been advised to diversify economic activities and not overly depend on only export earnings from raw gold exports. The past few weeks have seen a consistent rapid fall in gold prices on the international markets, resulting from the ongoing Middle East conflict. Economist and University of Ghana lecturer Professor Patrick Esumi notes that it's about time Ghana adds value to its gold.
We don't have much control over the price. And I think that what we are doing is just making sure that we are making better use of our reserves and also perhaps reduce the extent of the central bank intervention to allow the city to float more. We are doing managed floating, but the extent of intervention probably is something that you have to reconsider. Sometime last year, around the final quarter, we were seeing interventions to the tune of $1 billion. Obviously, that's just too excessive.
Celebrated Ghanaian visual artist Ibrahim Mahama has debunked claims that they were attacked by a mob on Saturday morning. While traveling through Tamale, he insists that he and his team were attacked by members of the Black Maria team. The founder of the Savannah Center for Contemporary Art and CEO of Red Clay was addressing the press in Tamale on Monday.
I remember when we were at the station, one of them even uttered a statement that if we joke, they will even kill us and nothing will happen. So the fact that some of us, we are doing, like we are making ourselves educated people, like that, we're crutching. If you don't take care, we will just use our booga and damage you and then go away and nothing will happen to you. By the time you call someone who is in power, we also know people that are in power, and this case will make the foolish case.
The National Health Insurance Authority has cautioned healthcare providers to desist from imposing illegal charges on patients during hospital visits. Eastern Regional Director Frank Addo warned that any provider found flouting the law will face strict sanctions. He spoke on the sidelines of the authority's regional review meeting held at Gwong.
Our biggest challenge with the providers is co-payment, illegal charges. So when somebody has an active card and the person visits the hospital, small tokens or top-ups, they call them top-ups, are taken from them. For the simple reason they will tell you that our tariffs have not been reviewed. Thank God this year the tariffs have been reviewed and very soon they are going to be introduced. I only want to appeal to our providers that when an active member comes to your facility to seek health care, your job is to give quality of care, raise a claim for the individual, and NHIA will reimburse you.
As more news on 3news.com. Make some time and visit 3news.com. This is Ghana Tonight. We're live on 3FM 92.7, also on TV3 Ghana on Facebook and on DSTV channel 279 all across the world on 3news.com. We're also on 3 News on YouTube. As always, probably brought to you by Flamingo Paint, simply superior. Sasso Insecticide Spray and Call, Kumtumtum Preko. Coming up next on Ghana Tonight, Tamale Hospital casual staff on strike over 5 months unpaid salaries. That's the information that we're getting right now from the northern region, the capital Tamale. And this is one that we've been keeping tabs on since the last almost 2 to 3 hours that we got wind of this information. Now, here's what we do now. The Tamale Central Hospital, not the Tamale Teaching Hospital, Tamale Central Hospital, also known as the Northern Regional Hospital, engulfed with with filth following the withdrawal of the services. We've been there this evening. In fact, we're there right now because the withdrawal of services by the casual staff for the non-payment of their 5 months' salaries. The sit-down strike, which is in its 4th day. What we're learning is this is day 4 of this strike, has begun to take a toll on sanitation at the facility, with several wards and washrooms left in poor condition, as you're seeing on the screen right now, raising concerns about patients' health and then also that of the health workers themselves. The hospital also been virtually deserted, as most of the wards have no single patient on admission. What we're showing you are live videos right now. This is what's happening as we speak at this Tamale hospital. The staff have also begun turning away patients, and that's what's led to this empty seats and this hospital being virtually deserted, and you don't have any patients here. And the refuse is mounting, as you see there. Let's cross over live right now to the Central Hospital in Tamale, where my colleague, Christopher Mwako, is at the facility as we speak. Chris, paint to us a picture of this sanitation situation beyond this bin that we are seeing overflowing with filth.
Yes, so Alfred, the situation is actually not one that is desirable, because having entered the hospital, every aspect of the hospital is engulfed with filth. In fact, what you are even seeing here, it is the nurses who have been able to gather the rubbish and kept them at some vantage points. But right behind me is a heap of the consumables and other things that have been used, including polythene bags that were brought in over the past days. This has been here, I'm told, for the past 3 days. And Alfred, I must say the stench coming from this rubbish gathered here is not easy. Now, Alfred, I'm going to take you into a ward where you actually see that even the wards are not spared. So let's get into one of the wards. So this is the corridor, and this is one heap. There is also another heap here, Alfred. If you can. There is also another heap here.
Yeah, I see that.
It's also there. Now, this is a ward. And in this ward, this is where the tray that has the consumable is. In fact, just right by the tray, you see this waste bin. All these are rubbish that have been gathered, including some consumables that were used. And so, Alfred, it's a very vast situation. Now, you look at the ward. There's a ward, but the ward is empty because patients who came here earlier today were turned away because this bed is very dusty, Alfred. And if I touch this, you can see the dust on my finger. So it means that for the period that these casual staff have been on a sit-down strike, no cleaning has taken place at this facility. And so even the nurses are trying so hard to cope with the situation, Alfred.
And I see that, so is that to say that there were patients in this ward before the strike, and as a result of the strike, they've had to let the patients go home because there's nobody there to care for them? Hello, Chris?
Patients on admission, they were inpatients. Now, as a result of the strike, because the place is very dirty, the nurses earlier today, I'm told that about 7 patients were turned away. Even this night when I got here, a patient was turned away, but he refused speaking to me on camera. But he says that they said they are not admitting. Now, one other issue is that the people at the records are also part of those that are on strike. And so, once you come to the facility, you have to first of all input your data into their system before you will be attended to. And so because of that, that has also contributed to the patients being asked to go away. Now, Alfred, you do know that last year we did a story on this facility, which we said was at the brink of collapse. You remember when the health minister came, the hospital authorities met with the health minister and pleaded with him that health insurance was not giving them anything because, according to them, some monies were paid into the hospital's account, which they are unable to account for. And so anytime health insurance is paying for their claims, they take the money from them. And so they virtually have nothing to work with. And so it is also contributing to some of the challenges that the hospital is going through. Because they do not receive claims, they are unable to also pay their casual staff. And so it's been a dire situation for the hospital, especially nurses working in this condition.
Yeah.
But I must also say, despite this challenge we are talking about, the nurses on duty have come to work to render services. But as can be seen, there is no client for them that
obviously,
but they have to come and see the next day.
Obviously, but what have the hospital authorities been telling you?
Yeah, so we've not received any official statement from hospital authorities, but what we do know is that they have indicated that they are in talks with the casual staff to come back to post so that together they'll sit down and know how they can pay this arrears so that the services will be rendered to the people who come for these services.
I see, and this is 5 months of unpaid salaries.
Exactly so, Alfred, 5 months.
I see. Now, Chris, because you know this facility quite well, you've been there, you've done quite a number of stories highlighting their plight and the situation they're having to deal with over the years. Now, you've been to all the other wards as well. Maybe quickly, before I let you go, these casual workers we're talking about, who are they? What services do they render to the hospital?
Yeah, so we have the elderly, we have the cleaners, we have those who are at the records also joining in this strike, because when you come, your folder or whatever will have to be given to you. Those people are not at post. Now, those who are in charge of cleaning the wards, they are not at post. And so even the bed sheets that they use, if you go to the corridor, a lot of them are packed there for days they've not been washed. And so that is why these beds do not even have a single bedspread on them, because they are all dirty and packed there waiting for the elderly people to come and take them and wash. And so the walls are virtually empty, very dirty, with a pungent smell coming from all corners of the hospital.
Chris, I thank you so much for this detail. I know that you're keeping tabs on this one, and we'll give an update on this situation tomorrow. But we're knocking on the doors of the Minister of Health, Dr. Kwabena Kando, and then also the Ghana Health Service for this particular situation we're dealing with right now. In fact, what we're learning as well is that there's another strike action, but this time around not in the health sector. We're having another one in the education space as well. Christopher Marco is our Northern Regional Correspondent at this Tamale Hospital there, giving us an update of what the situation is. But this is what we're learning, another strike again. This time around, the Ghana TVET Services of the Public Sector Workers Union have declared a notice of a strike action. And this, they say, has become necessary for the failure to engage in resolving the concerns raised by its members. The union remains committed to constructive dialogue and expects management to treat these matters with the urgency and seriousness they deserve. They say, until then, all members are expected to strictly comply with the directive and remain united in solidarity. And these are the specific issues and the demands that they are making. One, there's delays in promotions, upgrading, and proper placement on the appropriate ranks for qualified staff. Two, outstanding promotion arrears for some staff following the 2024 promotion exercise. Three, errors in rank placement and downgrading during the migration process, which have affected several teachers. Four, confusion and inconsistencies in the classification of professional and non-professional staff after the migration. Long-serving acting officers, vice principals, directors, and deputy directors who remain unconfirmed or not placed on their rightful grades. Non-payment of acting allowances for officers who have served in acting position for several years. All these irregularities in responsibilities allowances, where some officers perform duties that are not reflected on their pay slips or are not compensated accordingly. Concerns surrounding car maintenance allowance for officers who qualify for it has also not been paid. Lack or delay in the payment of workshop or practical allowances for facilitators who handle practical training. Some teachers still appearing on the GES payroll, creating administrative challenges, including difficulties with the appraisal processes, the rank and promotion challenges affecting some non-teaching staff, fragmented representation and payment systems where staff of the same service belong to different unions and are paid by different agencies. They want all of these corrected. Concerns about transparency, communication and meaningful engagement between management and staff unions, and delay in validating and fully operationalizing the conditions of service and other key documentation. These are quite a plethora of demands and concerns that they have raised. That's the Ghana TVET Services of the Public Sector Workers Union, TUC Ghana, making their intentions quite clear about the notice of a strike. If all these concerns are not addressed, we'll keep an eye on this one. But let's still go back to the northern region. But this time around, it's coming up next. We'll give you an update on this rather unfortunate incident that involved the renowned artist Ibrahim Mahama. He served notice of seeking legal redress over alleged assault by the Ghana Police Service Black Maria team. He wants the group disbanded immediately. That's the first and most important demand for him. Celebrated Ghanaian visual artist Ibrahim Mahama has debunked claims that they were attacked by a mob on Saturday morning while traveling through Tamale. Now, he insists that he and his team were attacked by members of the Black Maria team of the Ghana Police Service. The founder of the Savannah Center for Contemporary Art, SCCA, and CEO of Red Clay was addressing the press in Tamale earlier today.
Tried to follow up at the station and they wouldn't let him come there to take a statement. They were even threatening him. And I remember when we were at the station, one of them even uttered a statement that if we joke, they will even kill us and nothing will happen. So the fact that some of us, we are doing, like we are making ourselves educated people, like that we're crutching. If you don't take care, we will just use our booga and damage you and then go away and nothing will happen to you. By the time you call someone who is in power, we also know people that are in power, and this case will make the foolish case. And I said, at this point, sometimes when you get into these incidents, you just want to get your way out of it. So that was what actually transpired in that day, in the honesty of God, the God that I worship. So it was later that we went to the hospital, we did the checks, the regional minister came, the regional commander came, we went back home, and then we now had to go with my brother-in-law, Professor Amin, the director of GDC, back to the regional commander's office to go and then take a fresh statement and to take pictures and everything. Because up until the point, even when they were invited to the regional commander's office, they had denied all the claims, saying that they came to meet a mob justice and they were intervening within it, but they were actually the mob. There was no one else because everyone was trying to leave the mosque, everyone was trying to go home. There was a complete traffic jam. So no one really had time to do anything but just trying to focus on getting to the house. So if there is anything, at least as educated as I am, at least in my sound mind, I know what I saw and what I experienced. So the point of they were not there, it was mob and then all these other things, it's absolute nonsense. Thank you very much.
That's Ibrahim Mahama. That's the visual artist, Ibrahim Mahama. Now, just for the uninitiated, here's the reason why he is asking that this Black Maria team be disbanded. And we caught up with him on his hospital bed just a few minutes after that incident happened on Saturday. Take a look.
They forced me to open the phone with a password and they deleted the pictures from it. Yeah, because even if it's my phone, it's my personal phone. Already they violated our rights by breaking into the bus. And then on top of it, when they got to the station, they were slapping me to open up the phone so they could delete the pictures that were on it. Yes. So from the beginning to the end, everything was just an assault.
The driver of the bus that Ibrahim Mahama was in also narrated exactly what happened that led to this alleged assault. Take a look.
All of a sudden, the place was choked, but I realized that a police vehicle came to, actually found his way through. And I didn't know they were moving in groups, so I was also trying to get my way out of the mess. And then there was this car, I didn't see anything, it was a white car. And then they asked me to stop, and then I stopped. And why am I moving forward? And I said, oh, but the place is cleared for all of us to actually go. This just forced themselves into the bus, and then manhandled my boss. They beat him up mercilessly, beat me up mercilessly. Just look at me. Just look at my dress, blood all over. They beat us up, and then my boss had to lose 2 teeth.
That's quite a troubling development. But the IGP has also directed an investigation into this matter. The statement that was put out by the Ghana Police Service is what you see on the screen right now. The Northern Regional Police Command has commenced investigations into a reported assault on visual artist Ibrahim Mahama by some officers in Tamale. The command assures the public that updates of the ongoing investigation will be duly communicated. Point 3, meanwhile, claims in sections of the media that the Special Operations Team, the Black Maria, was involved in this case are false. That's what the police says. It says the Black Maria's involvement are false since the team has been out of the Northern region following their withdrawal by the Inspector General of Police on Thursday, the 5th of March, 2026. So that's an emphatic position that the Ghana Police Service has taken even before the investigations are concluded. And this year I bring in Richard Komado. He is a security consultant. Mr. Komado, thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. This is a case you followed quite closely. I brought this statement of the Ghana Police Service because that third point on the screen is in sharp variance with the position that Ibrahim Mahama takes, that the Black Maria team was involved in this. How should this be navigated? I mean, taking into consideration the issues at play on this matter.
Definitely, the appropriate decisions to take is for the Northern Region Police Command to institute investigation because the event took place in Tamale and everybody has acknowledged that. The second most important decision is for the IGP to ask the due diligence unit within the Ghana Police Service, which is properly known as the Police Professional Bureau, to investigate. They will be looking at about 3 to 4 different areas, whether there has been personal misconduct, whether there has been traffic and safety guidelines rules being broken, and whether there has been security breaches, whether there has been compliance breaches, and whether there has been standard operational breaches. And whatever happens at the end of the investigations, the IGP and his team will be willing to effect whatever decision comes up. One of the other points that needed to be made so clear is that these are officers who works within the Special Operational Unit, which is properly known as Black Maria. They are on their personal assignment at Tamale. And so to use the word Black Maria in this context, and that is why they are disagreeing that this is not a Black Maria operation, but then they should have said these are individuals involved in these Black Maria operations who are on the personal business at Tamale. Being it may, these are individuals that are known. One of the personalities being spoke about is the head of the Black Maria Special Operations, and is a police officer, finding himself within that particular jurisdiction and in line with standard operational procedure. What he does and what he doesn't do speak volumes of a law enforcement officer, but not in the context of a Black Maria operation because they have a guidelines as to what to do and what not to do. So then this is where we are. And I think the Police Professional Bureau will do a good job, and IGP Christian Teteje Honu will be willing to take a decision based on the investigation outcome. Having said that, we have always said that individuals whose rights have been abused has the power to seek legal redress. It has always been the case that they ask their lawyers to sue, and when it is time for them to stand with their lawyers, most of them will chicken out. I want to believe that once our brother Ibrahim Mahama has served notice going to court, his lawyers will follow suit and they will take the appropriate action, whilst the IGP take a decision within in line with standard police procedure.
Well, sworn. This keeps coming up. Whenever the police is involved in an alleged act of violating the rights of citizens, why should they be the ones, the police, investigating itself? In this instance, it is a Police Professional Standards Bureau, but it is a unit within the Ghana Police Service. So what's your position on this? That why should the police be the ones investigating themselves in an instance like this instead of an independent body, so-called?
No, there are two ways of looking at it. Whatever the police does, the Police Professional Standards Bureau does, is for internal review purposes. It's for guidance into the next line of action, and it's also for disciplinary issues. One of the things they also be looking at for is whether there has been civilian interfering in law enforcement operations. And those decision outcomes from investigations based on the facts available will help the police in itself to take an appropriate decision as to whether there has to be a policy change, there has to be training, and there has to be a review of policy guidelines, and many of those ones. It's actually a decision to help the Ghana Police Service, but does not stop any person at all from going to court. In any case, the BNI will also investigate this matter, and these are issues that borders on public safety and security compliance. And to the extent that you have a Minister of Interior who is responsible predominantly for public safety and security assurances, it will be discussed at the appropriate levels and decisions will be taken. So what the police does in many of these cases is to take a strong position to investigate itself and find out what has gone wrong, which areas has to be looked at, whilst the other sister stations like the BNI will do the investigation, and many of these decisions will be taken at the highest level. But then the point is that individuals have the right to sue and seek legal redress in court. When we talk about independent bodies or independent committees, then we have to be mindful. Are we talking about commission of inquiry or we are talking about committees? And then you know the issues of commission of inquiries and how they have played out in the past. I believe strongly that even though the police investigates itself, other agencies like the BNI that has power will also do the investigation, and I know they have done it, and let the appropriate decisions be taken. What we don't do properly is that we don't follow up to find out what has been the decision outcomes, and we let it until something happens again, and we come back to the same issue.
Right on this, and I want to thank you. Thank you so much for your thoughts, as always.
You're welcome, Nene.
Richard Komado is a security consultant joining us with his thoughts on this matter. In fact, the Northern Regional Minister has also been speaking about this particular incident involving the artist Ibrahim Mahama. We want to take a listen to the Northern Regional Minister and we'll get into other matters. But take a look.
Not tolerated. So anybody who is found culpable will be dealt with by the law. We're not going to allow this matter to go like that. In any case, our police commander has stated that he's not aware of any Black Maria in town. Like that. So if they are found doing anything in town, then it is illegal. It is illegal. If they are identified as those who are doing it, then it's illegal. Because as a policeman, when you arrive, take instruction from outside your jurisdiction, you report before you can do anything. And so you can't just come and then start operating without the knowledge of the regional police commander. No, we will not allow this. Will not allow it. This extent of lawlessness will not be tolerated in our region.
And it is on this point that the very important distinction or the explanation that Richard Komado brings to the fore on this matter is one to take note of. Because the police, in their statement, says, and this is the point 3, that the Black Maria, as far as its operational directives is concerned, has been withdrawn by the Inspector General of Police as far back as 5th of March 2026. So there's officially, in terms of the police's operational scope and directives, there is supposed to be no presence of the Black Maria in the Northern region because they've been withdrawn by the IGP's directive. Ibrahim Mahama and the Northern Regional Minister reference the Black Maria personnel or some members of the Black Maria team. That's another area as well that the investigations, according to Richard Komado, would be looking at. But this is one we'll keep tabs on. as well, and we'll be updating you as we go on. But coming up next on Ghana Tonight, emergency medicine residents at Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital say patients were treated on floors due to overcrowding, rejecting claims that the video that's gone viral is fake and AI generated. They're urging some urgent national healthcare reforms beyond adding beds to it. To speak on this matter, but this is what we do know after this incident. The video that went viral, emergency medicine residents at Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital are saying patients were treated on floors due to overcrowding. We're going to put the video that's gone viral that led to the Minister of Health, Kwabena Kando, paying that emergency visit to the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. This is by the 1957 News. They put it out. Now, they're rejecting, this group of doctors are rejecting the claims that this video is fake. They say it is authentic. It is the reality of what's happening, and they are urging some swift national healthcare reforms beyond just adding beds, as we have seen. Now, this comes in the wake of this viral video you're seeing on the screen showing patients receiving treatment in disturbing conditions. The group believes merely providing beds will not adequately deal with the situation at hand. Now, I just want to walk you through what this group, talking about the doctors at Korle-Bu, are asking for. One, patients treated on floors, as you're seeing, overcrowding, forced care delivery on floors after beds and chairs run out. In fact, what they say is that when the beds run out, they treat the patients on chairs. They sit on chairs, and the chairs too run out. So they have no option than to treat them on the floor. Video footage is authentic. They're rejecting claims that the viral video is fake or AI generated, as was the claim by the Korle-Bu CEO. 200 beds says not a real solution. They said beds alone doesn't fix the lack of oxygen, equipment, space, and staff. Severe system overload. Existing emergency facilities already stretch beyond capacity. Weak referrals. No pre-hospital care and no bed tracking system, and they're calling for urgent reforms. They're demanding transparent, system-wide healthcare improvement, not PR fixes. That's exactly what they're asking for right now on this matter. Let's stay a bit further on this. And the Honorable Sebastian Sandari is Member of Parliament for the Dapiama Bosie Issa constituency. He's a member of the Health Committee of Parliament. He's a health professional himself. Honorable, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure for having me. Thank you.
This is not the first time we're seeing a video like this gone viral. And whenever it comes up, we all get upset, we get angry. We will have an official, be it a minister or the Ghana Health Service officials, visit the facility, and then we have some sort of a temporary intervention. The issues go back, we go to sleep until something else comes up. So what should be their thinking right now to address this matter permanently?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's really sad about the issue of what happens at Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. It's always something that brings discussion, public discourse, as far as emergency care for patients is concerned. What I think is really happening at Korle-Bu has to do with, population dynamics, also together with what really happens there. Because I believe, the space at the time that Korle-Bu was actually built, I believe the population then and the population today are not the same. I mean, the population probably has overgrown to the extent that now you have that limited capacity of space dealing with a very large population population of patients that really go to Korle-Bu. And therefore, to address the situation, I think that we have to factor in the population dynamics and also think of how do we strengthen the peripheral facilities, because that is the major healthcare facilities that we have. All the time, patients would want to go there for emergency care. But can we really look at the peripheral facilities? Because there are so many hospitals in Accra that can handle some emergencies, some cases. But where we allow almost all cases to flood to Korle-Bu, this situation will persist until we add more infrastructure, more equipment, to Korle-Bu. So you realize that almost all the time, the Korle-Bu story is out there, but we don't hear of what happens at the other peripheral facilities. That can come. We can build capacity in maybe some specialists there, send equipment there, improve so that they can take up the extra load from Korle-Bu. And that is how I see, because almost all the time the issue of Korle-Bu will come to the fore, but we don't really also discuss the population growth. That is a problem in Accra. So to deal with it permanently, I think we also have to deal with the peripheral facilities, build capacity there, add more infrastructure and equipment to Korle-Bu, and then of course the human resource. If not, with the limited space that is there, these issues would always come. But I really want to commend Korle-Bu. Once they were able to deal with the patients that were there, whether they were on the floor or whatever, I mean, that is what they could do, considering the situation that they face. And normally, under such emergencies,
I see. But Doc,
yeah.
the crisis at the accident and emergency center of Korle-Bu, we understand. We just got this from a doctor. He says it goes beyond the lack of beds. So clearly, the 200 beds that we understand has been added is just a fraction of the solution to the bigger problem that they are faced with the weak national referral system and many others that they talk about.
Yes, and I'm speaking in context of that, because it's not just only the beds. I mean, if you have, beds and you don't have space, you don't have the needed equipment, or the number of personnel required, the situation will still be there. And it depends on in the context of what we are discussing. It depends on the number of patients that were sent there demanding emergency care. If at a point in time you have overflooding of patients, it can be an accident, it can be something, an outbreak or something that all of a sudden you have so many patients there. It means the patients will be more than the space that is there. And in the context where you remember recently, the president, His Excellency, directed that no patient should be turned away from any facility in this country. So what it means is that under that emergency situation, the health personnel will try to do everything possible to stabilize the...
Honorable, just round up on that point, because I just want to hear, as a member of the Health Committee of Parliament, what are you going to be demanding on this matter?
We demand and we seek for quality care for patients all over the country, whether it's Korle-Bu, any healthcare facility should be able to deliver, quality healthcare, be able to save lives, especially under emergency conditions, while we take steps to ensure that we find everlasting, solutions to some of these issues.
Honorable, thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. Appreciate you. Sebastian, Sandari is Member of Parliament for the Dafiama Bossier Issa constituency. He's a member of the Health Committee of Parliament. Coming up next after this quick break, legal practitioner Austin Bracco Powers is seeking the Supreme Court declaration that the Kotoka International Airport can only be renamed through amendment or repeal of the law which named the airport Kotoka in the first place. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Why are more and more professionals choosing Flamingo paint?
As an interior decorator, I aim for that beautiful, elegant look. Flamingo paint has great hiding ability to cover and transform old walls easily with just one coat.
Impressive. For me, as a professional painter, I love Flamingo paint because with this small paint, I paint huge area, meaning more profit for me. Great value for money.
As an architect, Flamingo paint, with its well-researched and solid composition, guarantees durability for all my buildings.
Flamingo paint, superior hiding, superior coverage, superior durability. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, Nesasu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me didn't sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come Tom Preco.
Mama, Mamego, wash it.
No, now, whoa.
On Tom and Nipa when you fear doing watching, and Sasa paying for no FDA, actually trading cratway at
Shasie ne planu Easter holiday no Dubai na debia waka wansem sasa wunyanka abekono ho afei enambre no aben ni senti onia TV any Global Wings Travel and Tour and na kabomu a omudi ejuma ho for season 3 winner no etufa ediako Dubai on the 3rd ekosi on the 8th April Branebeka Global Wings Travel and Tour ho wabra yede utukoya akọ Dubai na wako chiweni na relax ho se Easter die Yesu Kristo ewu asori no ewu asori dia eye nije nko a Se wan ko bia obebon sano pa. Packages we die anu odie. Se wo kwa benyina no. Sika kuma bi na obetia. Baby a obeda eka ho. Aduane a obedi. UAE visa. Ya de obetintin bia ye bebre. Ehun sika sem nyina. Ebomu ba ko a. Ohaw bia enyi atri. Bomodia se obebuki ye. E wo 2026 Easter holiday no. Enne ya. Frey anasa WhatsApp ye. E wo 0550 188 181 anasa 055 368 8398. Obetimi so afole ye. E wo ye social media platforms nina at Global Wings Travel GH. Global Wings Travel and Tour. Truly global, proudly Ghanaian.
Let me explain why Nee never got home after work. This is a 50 kilometers per hour zone, but speeds beyond the limit. Because of his speed, he is unable to stop when the lights turn red. And this is the end result. Let us review this scene with a change in one thing: the traveling speed. If the rider had been riding at a lower speed, he would have had more time to react to avoid the crash. 10 kilometers per hour can make a difference between life and death. Slow down.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well,
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito, Aya dan kasan. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and kasan.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Why step out when you can shop at the comfort of your home? Franco Online has you covered. No stress, no queues. At Franco Online, you can shop all your original electronics and home appliances, from TVs, washing machine, refrigerators, air conditioners, to phones, accessories, laptops, and many more. It's free delivery within Accra and Kumasi. For your safety, Franco do not sell from random social media messages. Just call the numbers on your screen or visit the website at www.francotrading.com. You can also download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Franco Online, it's fast and reliable.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Korle-Bu Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Korle-Bu Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Korle-Bu Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.korlebubusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Korle-Bu Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
Welcome back. This is Ghana Tonight. We're live on 3FM 92.7. Legal practitioner Austin Bracco Powers is urging the Supreme Court to declare that the Kotoka International Airport can only be renamed through amendment or repeal of the law which named the airport Kotoka in the first place. The government, this EM, as you might rightly be aware, announced initially the plans to lay a bill in Parliament to revert to the airport's original name of Accra International Airport. The Transport Ministry, however, later issued a statement indicating that the name of the airport is now the Accra International Airport. The Minister of Transport explained why they didn't need a parliamentary approval or a debate on the matter. Austin Bracco Powers believes this move is contrary to the law. Now, as we do know, the Kotoka International Airport, there at least the signage there has been changed to the Accra International Airport, as you see there on the screen, right? So it's taking place already, but Austin Bracco Powers is seeking a number of reliefs. In this instance, this particular case, the defendant is the Attorney General, and he's seeking a declaration that the purported renaming of the Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport without an amendment or repeal of the General Kotoka Trust Decree 1969 NLCD 339 is inconsistent with and in contravention of Articles 11.1d, 11.4 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana 1992 and paragraph 8.1a of the General Kotoka Trust Decree 1969 NLCD 339. Also, a declaration that any executive order purportedly issued to effect the renaming of Kotoka International Airport in the absence of legislative amendment is null, void, and of no effect. An order annulling the reversion of Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. Also, he's seeking an order restraining government from implementing the purported renaming. Well, this particular point 5, at least from what we have seen, is already in motion. And that's what we showed on the screen, the said renaming, which has already taken place, at least with the signage that has been changed from Kotoka International Airport to the Accra International Airport. This is it, as we're seeing on the screen there. As exists at the airport, Kotoka International Airport, as we speak. So this fifth relief that Bracco Powers is seeking, an order restraining government from implementing the purported renaming, well, which is we see already in motion. Any further consequential orders as the Supreme Court may deem fit. So these are the 6 reliefs that the legal practitioner Austin Bracco Powers is seeking. And this matter we would be keeping tabs on and be updating you as and when it is obviously called in court, and then what the decision of the court will be when this case travels its long haul. But I want to say thank you so much for staying with us here on Ghana Tonight. There's more news on 3news.com. On behalf of the rest of the team, we do appreciate your company. Join us same time tomorrow. We have New Day on TV3 and also Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. I'm Alfred Akonsi. Have a good night.
Ghana Tonight is brought to you by Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.
Sasso insecticide spray and coil. Kumintuntum Prekon.
Taste it, feel it, give me, darling, lemon.
Will you be my darling?
Yes.
Drink responsibly. This advert is FDA approved. Darling lemon drink. Taste it. Feel it.
This program is rated PG. It contains scenes of brief nudity, mild violence, and strong language. Parental guidance is advised.
This program is brought to you by
Deluxe acrylic paint,
Narrow Prime Water. Trust in every drop.